Hello, I'm Hanley Riggs.
And I'm Camden Morris.
And you're watching the Vision News Network.
Welcome to the end of semester edition of VNN.
The big story over the past month has been the shooting at the Covenant School here in Nashville and the debate over gun control. For more on the story, here's Kat DeRocha.
On March 27th, 3 students and 3 adults were killed at the Covenant School in Green Hills, just 3 miles from Belmont. The Belmont Vision covered the unfolding situation on our website, talking with education majors about how this tragedy affected their drive to teach, as well as with students involved in protests. On March 28th, students marched across campus in protest for gun reform. And on April 3rd, Belmont students joined thousands of others from schools across Nashville for a walkout and a march to the Capitol.
Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough!
Thanks for that report, Kat.
On a lighter note, another big story this semester has been the use of artificial intelligence-powered chatbots.
I talked with students and a professor about how they are making use of this newly available technology. ChatGPT, a natural language model built by OpenAI, has been making waves since it first publicly launched in late November of 2022. I'll let it introduce itself.
Hello, I'm ChatGPT, a large language model created by OpenAI. I'm designed to answer a wide range of questions and engage in conversations on various topics using natural language processing and machine learning algorithms.
Upon release, ChatGPT received a vast amount of media coverage, but now that it has been several months, I wanted to check in to see how Belmont's campus is taking advantage of this new technology.
I use it in my remote video class to make a shot list for my video, and I've also used it to make scripts for multiple short form content videos and different things for different organizations I'm a part of.
Just today, I actually was needing to think of a prompt to write about, and I just put in issues in the environment that need to be solved, and it gave me like 10 things listed. It does give me like what I need, but then sometimes there's something kind of random, but that's pretty minimal.
I'll use it this summer. Maybe my syllabus next fall will be written with it saying, oh, look, this is AI-generated syllabus. Of course, I have to tell it what to say, and on the one hand, I think, oh, this could make it better. On the other hand, I think, if I have to tell it what to say, then I'm just writing it myself.
But this has not stopped some students and professors from finding uses for it.
They've been very positive about it. They have all really encouraged us to use it. I mean, other than like a speech class where you need to be writing things yourself or those writing specific classes.
I'm trying to think about how to use this next year and what would the assignment be like. I mean, it'd be foolish to say to my students, you can't use it because, I mean, it's like, don't breathe the air. Of course you're going to use it. How to use it becomes an important thing.
Unsurprisingly, questions over the ethics of using a program like this, particularly for schoolwork, quickly emerged.
You can have it write things for you, but also it can like aid you in getting you in the right direction. It's just depending on how you use it.
It's not spell check. It could be it just writes your papers for you, which I think is the big fear. Is that it's so smart that humans don't have to think anymore. And as a professor, that's kind of the challenge, is to give my students assignments that are sufficiently idiosyncratic that they have to do their own thinking.
And while educators are figuring out how to work with this new software, the development of this technology continues and new use cases are being discovered.
I wish it could go a little bit more on trend. It sort of feels like it's kind of behind, kind of like it's in the Instagram Reels sort of world right now. I wish it could be more on top of certain trends and things going on in the media.
On March 14th, OpenAI announced ChatGPT 4.0, which includes new features such as an expanded knowledge base and the ability to feed images into the chatbot. A week later, Google publicly launched Bard, its own AI chatbot. Google and Microsoft also have plans to integrate this technology more fully into their software suites. For now, we'll just have to wait and see how these AIs develop and what that means for students and faculty. Now, back to you, Hanley.
Thanks, Camden. The ethical use of AI and the change it's going to bring to education is something that professors and students will wrestle with for some time.
And speaking of changes taking place at Belmont, the newest addition to campus is almost done. VNN's Katie Beth Cannon checks out the new Massey Center.
She talks with some of the building's future tenants about their new spaces.
The newest addition to Belmont Skyline is almost done. The Jack C. Massey Center will be the new home of admissions at Belmont, along with several other campus organizations and student spaces.
You know, as we've grown as a university, space for students has been lacking. And so the focus on students for this new building has really been neat to see.
The first floor will host the Admissions Welcome Center, in addition to the rebranded Belmont store and a new on-campus food option.
The first floor will be the Welcome Center. That's where the guests will check in and they will get all of their information prior to their campus tour and the admissions information session.
The Belmont store will relocate. We're going from about 4,000 square feet of selling space in the current location to a little over 6,000 square feet in the new location.
On the ground floor, we have our large presentation room. And so across the whole wall is going to be a brand new presentation screen. It's going to be about a 190 seat presentation room.
We're going to have 8th and Rose coffee, and then most likely feature some baked items from a local vendor. We wanted it, because of lack of seating, to be a location that you could easily pick something up.
There's classrooms in that building. I think that right now we are in an administrative building, and they don't really see that unless they are on the campus tour.
Up the spiral staircase, admissions will share the second floor with the Office of Career and Professional Development and GPS.
We'll have all of the admission counselors, our full-time transfer counselors, freshman counselors, our campus visit team like Megan and Amanda. We'll have student worker space for some of our student workers and our tour guides. And it'll be a great way for us all to be together, because right now we're scattered across different buildings and across Freeman Hall.
Hopping on the elevators, we get classrooms and faculty offices on the 3rd and 4th floors. Then on the 5th and 6th floors, student spaces take over.
But think of the 5th floor as a place where there's a lot of collaboration spaces. Again, that's where the podcast room will be. That's where we have a space where it's what we're calling the hackathon space, where there's 3 classrooms. The walls actually will fold back and can hold up to over 100 people at that point. It's going to be amazing event space on that 5th floor, a lot of open areas as well.
On 6th, the Belmont Data Collaborative, Belmont Innovation Labs, and the Conn Center for Entrepreneurship occupy one corner. The rest of the floor is split between offices and open spaces for students.
Basically, an L part of that floor is where we will be. We'll have people up there actively working, but then there's other collaboration spaces on that 6th floor, including hoteling spaces. Hoteling space means just an office that anybody can use at any time.
Wrapping up about a year and a half of work, the building is scheduled to be ready when students return in the fall. Now back to you, Hanley and Camden.
Thanks for that report, Katie Beth. I'm so excited to get to see the building when it opens.
Next up, VNN's Zach Watkins takes a look at a collaboration between Africa Nashville and Belmont dancers and musicians.
Recently, Belmont University dance and percussion students got a chance to learn from West African drummers and dancers. Students worked with 3 performers from Africa Nashville for weeks, culminating in a one-night performance. Belmont's World Ensemble has performed with Africa Nashville since 2016, but this is the first year Belmont Dance has joined in.
We had this big masterclass that we did where we were given a whole lot of material and just like constant jumping, all of this, and we just like did it across the floor all together. And then we met almost every week on Fridays for a short 50-minute block.
Everything was done in musical language, and it was all sort of teaching by demonstration, which is very common certainly in African culture, not always that common in our Western musical culture. We're used to seeing notes and reading that way, but it was all done by rote.
Originally from Guinea, the 3 performers spoke primarily French.
I think company has really learned from it how to like pick up on little things just by watching and not by being told what to do, which has been challenging, but I think it's been a really useful skill.
It's difficult, but it's fun. I found that it's fun to communicate through the music and not through language.
African dance is kind of super opposite to some of the things we've learned. So like we're constantly focused on like keeping your ribs in, pointing your toes, keeping your like chest stacked on top, like, but all of African dance is opposite of that. So it's flexed feet, your ribs are allowed to flay, you're supposed to bring your arms back. So it's kind of all of this training that we have to throw it out the window when we walk into African dance and learn this completely new style of movement.
We have a lot more to learn than we think, because we tend to think we know it all and that we're going to go save the world and help other people, whereas they end up doing a lot for us. They end up helping us a lot in a lot of ways that aren't material.
Mix.
Yeah, if they can mix the style that they do with African dance, it's really interesting because it's really original and it just gives them another something else, something new.
It's an opportunity for our students to sit and learn alongside folks that have lived that culture. I can teach them the rhythms and I can teach them about the drums, but I don't have the insight into the culture that these musicians do.
Now, back to you, Hanley and Camden.
Wow, Zach, it's so cool that students get an opportunity to learn from musicians from diverse backgrounds and traditions.
Thank you for watching VNN's end of semester broadcast. It's been a great year and an amazing 4 years for me.
It's been fantastic working with you. We'll be sad to see you go.
And to bring this broadcast to a close, it's time for an office concert featuring Belmont Band, Keep the 11.
But before you go, make sure to stay up to date with all the campus news over at belmontvision.com.
And for the final time for VNN, I'm Hanley Riggs.
And I'm Camden Morris. Take it away, guys.
We are Keep the 11. My name is Reese Bittner on vocals and guitar. That is Adam Crusoe on bass and William Lasky on drums and percussion. This is Belmont Vision Office Concert. Check this out now. Vision, check this out now. Quick trip that felt so long ago. Over fields and over that death below. Was a faded cut from a worn out deck. He paced around but he tried to unwind. But the only trouble is that he fell behind. So he got back in line and he sprinted in time. The sun sets and we all pretend. Running forward, hanging around the fence. Running forward, saying to be pretend. You running toward the subway, hey, you dummy. You jumping that turnstile. No time to waste yourself, they say. You're burning out before that chance. Just to walk away. You jumping that turnstile. No time to waste yourself, they say. You're burning out before that chance. Check this out now. pretend.